Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Riverbend Springs. I do hope you're all doing very well and having a great day. So it's been a couple of weeks since we've done an episode back here on Riverbend, and I think it's just because things have been going on. I've concentrated quite a bit on Calms and Farm, made a few episodes on that, but I'm glad to be back on here, especially now that there's a couple of plans afoot, I suppose. Nothing too major, but again, it's all down to modders and their amazing mods. Now, initially, the plan started off when I jumped on here to have a look and see what jobs needed to be done, what to do. The 230,000 litres of silage that we have over in the big bunker on the other side of the road in the distance has completely fermented. So, initially, in my mind, I thought to myself, right, well, we've got 256,000 litres of silage still in the fermenter. The cows have currently got 125,000 litres of total mixed ration in their barn, and the grass is ready to cut. So, the cows are alright, and the silage that we've got in the bunker over there, I kind of thought to myself, right, well, I can take advantage of that and maybe earn from it a bit and just take it to the biogas plant. I have wanted to buy the biogas plant, but on this map it's $1.9 million, so that's well out of the question. But thanks to Disturbed Simulations and his wonderful mini biogas plant, one of my favourite mods from Farming Simulator 22 is back for Farming Simulator 25, so I'm so grateful to Disturbed for bringing this one back. Like I say, it's one of my favourite mods. I used it over on Court Farms, and it's just so versatile. It's affordable, it's small, it's compact. It doesn't have a large footprint, so it's relatively it's a lot easier to place down on your farm. Like I say, because it doesn't have such a big footprint. And it's on the Mod Hub, it's for all platforms, and yeah, I'll put the link to it in the video description below, but it is a wonderful mod, and this is one of those mods that personally I feel every single player needs to have in their mod folder. It's just one of the best, and it also comes in 4 variants. It's very clever. There's a base game. There's a base version that runs at 10 cycles per hour. There's a fast version that runs at 100 cycles per hour. This was the version that was released in FarmSim 22. There's one called a Mini BGA Concrete Cow, which runs at 10 cycles per hour, but it contains a more complex recipe book with a higher reward. And then there's one called Fast Cow, which is 100 cycles per hour with more complex recipes and gives you a higher reward. And it's 55 grand, so it's just brilliant. So I've got the mod installed, and I was just trying to figure out where would be a great place to place it. And the place I have in mind is pretty much in front of us here, because we do own all this land with all the trees on here. So with that in mind, because I didn't want to start placing things down and removing more field area and, you know, taking a corner out of a field and placing it down, I may as well try my very best to kind of, you know, landscape it in and make it look like it belongs, but use some of the land that we've got that is currently just doing absolutely nothing. And it literally fits almost perfectly here when I get rid of these trees, if I get rid of these trees. Now, I know I can make money from the trees, but it's a bit of a faff in my personal opinion, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get rid of them. So we're going to be utilising Lumberjack. You just walk up to the tree, point, hold, and boom, one tree gone. So this is what I'm going to do. Like I say, I know you can get money for your trees, but these ones are a little bit difficult because they're a bit thin and wispy. But I should be able to get somewhere if I just make sure that I've got the red icon visible. There we go. Now I'm going to do this on camera as well, because it has been requested to me a few times in the past. When I've done construction bits and bobs, I tend to do that off camera, just because I can be a bit indecisive. I can place something down and then decide to move it and, you know, change my mind and such. And that, in my opinion, it wouldn't necessarily make for great content because of the way that I, well, essentially faff about. So it's kind of tricky just to get the red. No, I don't want to cut it. There we go. That should be us. Yeah, these ones are quite difficult to get rid of, but once you get there, you get there. This one looks like it's might be a little bit easier to get. The red trigger, there we go. Obviously, I'm just doing this to clear the path, because when I place it down, I haven't done any testing with this yet. I haven't placed it down or anything, but I know that in the construction menu, when you do place it down, it says there is an object in the way, and those objects, I believe, are the trees. Now you can toggle free mode, And but what that doesn't do is it doesn't landscape the ground around you. So I don't even know if that's going to still work yet. What I am going to try and do is get the thing to landscape the ground around me, if I can. So I'm going to get rid of all the trees first to make sure that gives me a bit of a fighting chance. Where are we? There we go. I think that's right. No. That means I'm going to have a branch lying on the ground now, doesn't it? Come on, where are you? Can't see the wood for the trees, quite literally. I'll tell you what might be easier, actually. If we jump into the construction menu, and... where am I? Let's get me placing right first. It's going to be a bit easier as well if I just paint in just some bare grass for now and get rid of the bushes. Because that will make life a little bit easier for me, I think. And that doesn't get rid of those bushes, and we're going to have to paint down the actual grass texture. I thought the grass got rid of the... there we go, right, that's better. That'll potentially allow me to see this particular tree hopefully a bit easier. There we go, you see, first time. Boom! Right, okay. And now this, we can get rid of that for now. Just throw that out the way and pop it over here. But yeah, like I said, it had been... I think I'd disappointed a couple of viewers by doing all the construction stuff off camera. So I kind of figured, well, I'll bring you with me this time. And we'll do it that way. So, here we go. Let's jump into the construction menu. Let's go to factories. Scroll our way down. And I'll show you the different 4 variants. So here we are. It's a brilliant little thing, this, it really is. So this is the standard version. This is the fast version. This is the one I'm going to use on the farm. This is the one I'm going to place down. The fast version. This one is 10 cycles per hour, and this one is 100 cycles per hour. So 10 times faster, essentially. Yeah, you've got this version here, the concrete cow, which comes with 10 cycles per hour, but it has more complicated recipes with a higher reward. And this one, 100 cycles per hour, more complex recipes with a higher reward. I'm just going to go for this one because I don't need to worry about more complicated recipes or anything like that. So, everything, all the interactable points with the mod is on our left-hand side there, as you can see by the icons there. So if I place that down, you see I get overlap with another object there, but if I just bring it a tiny bit there, so let's go and see what happens, shall we? Boom. There we go. Okay. Obviously, goodness me, there's a bit of a lump, so we need to rectify that, which should be relatively straightforward. Now this is one of the parts of the game that I love, just spending loads and loads of time in the construction menu, just landscaping, making... oh, hello. Oh, there we go. I thought that wasn't working then. But yeah, this should be doable, he says. Hope I haven't wrecked anything here, but no, I think we should be alright. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a bump where there wasn't a bump, but the main thing is, what this allows me to do, and I'm sure you all know what a BGA does, but what this is going to allow me to do is earn, on an hourly basis, from the manure and the slurry that the cows are producing, and also from any excess silage that we can suddenly afford to put in here and not need to worry about turning into total mixed ration. Now, one of the things that this has also brought into light is that it's something that I did actually do over on the live stream on my Calms and Farm series as well. And it's all down to the way I started the series. Now, this wasn't a plan. I hadn't planned to... oh, that tree's kind of hovering in the air there, isn't it? Let's go and take a look at that. No, obviously this is going to take a little bit more work. Obviously this bump needs sorting out a bit. But we'll be able to do something with that, for sure. I might have to spend a little bit more time and a little bit more focus on this little particular area here. But the stuff you can do, the construction menu is so versatile. But I do need to get rid of that tree. And we've got a branch there as well, haven't we? Let's get that picked up. Pop it over here, out the way. Where's the other one? There it is, yeah. We'll deal with those in the future. But yeah, we can just get rid of this tree. Because we don't need a floating tree, do we? Just make sure I've got the super strength thing on. There we go. Point, fire, tree be gone. Excellent. I know some of you might not agree with doing that. I know I'm technically losing out on a few dollars worth there, but I'm not fussed about shifting trees. I'm really not. It's a bit of a faff, let's be honest. And we're all right for money. At the minute now, we're down to $33,000, but now this is what I was just trying to say before. It's something that I did over on Carmsden as well, and it's purely just because of the way that the series is now turning out as a result of now placing down this biogas plant. I no longer need my manure spreader, which the big green trailer that you can see parked over at the manure heap over there, I no longer need that. Now, this has not been a plan that I had, oh, I'm going to purchase this and then place down a biogas plant and then sell it. That was never a plan. It was never a plan over on Carmsden. But that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to sell that manure spreader because now all I need to do, I'm not going to be spreading manure now or spreading slurry. We're going to be putting the manure and the slurry into the biogas plant, earning from the electricity and the methane that we get as on an hourly basis from that. And then as a direct byproduct of putting those in here, we get digestate. So I'll still be able to spread technically free fertilizer onto the fields in the form of digestate. So I'll be obviously keeping the slurry tank and with the dribble bar. But the manure tank, the manure trailer, I can get rid of. So that's the plan, and that's currently worth, if I go in the menus, it's worth 126 grand. So if I take it to the shop, it's going to be worth a little bit north of that, potentially about $135,000. So yes, temporarily we're down to 33 grand, but a few hours' time we'll have a bit more back into the bank. Now we do need to buy some straw bales as well. We've currently got about 5 left in the bale shed. Our wheat and barley is a couple of months off harvest, so just again another temporary thing. I'll just need to buy in. I'll buy in 8 bales from the shop, big square bales, to pop into the TMR mixer just to make sure that we've got plenty of straw. I may stick some in the bedding for the cows as well. Like I said, another job we've got to do. We need to spread some herbicide in field 76, the cornfield down at the south of the map there. Need to do that. But initially, what I wanted to do was to do this. So let's jump back into the construction menu and have a bit of a sort out now. Let's have a bit of a smooth around with this because this is still quite a big lump, isn't it? There. Oh, that's better. That's better. So I'll be able to do something with this because the only access points we need is kind of here along the front of the biogas plant. So I can certainly do something with this bit here, turn it into a bit of a feature, I suppose. So should be able to smooth a bit of this off a little bit because this is technically still meant to be a piece of the biogas plant. There's a bin there, so it kind of requires access or to keep it looking right. Let's go to the painting. Let's jump into maybe forest ground. I always tend to prefer to stick with the circular shape cursor. There we go. But again, this is the bit that I love spending time because it's these little bits of detail that make the place look as they should. Now we've got a path coming down from the forest there, and that should join back up to there. So if we... No, I need to get the right one now. Forest leaves, that's probably a bit better, isn't it? Or maybe the forest pine. Forest needles. Now, I need to get the right texture for this one as well. Which... I don't know which one that is, actually. Which one is it? I've got quite a few to choose from. Mud, light, pebbles. It looks about right, doesn't it? So, let's just follow that path. Okay, so it's not quite bang on, but we'll be able to... There we go. Just add a bit of that into it, and I'm pretty sure that looks something like what it should do, roughly. There we go. So let's go back to the foresty section, mud, moss. Scroll back up a bit, don't we? There we are. Forest roots. I do like this one because it's lumpy and bumpy. Let's increase the size of that a bit. Maybe to about there. Again, all these little bits of detail just add so much into the surrounding area. So I think what I need to do is do a bit of a border around here. For that one, we shall go with... Let's try forest grass for now. Again, you always spend your time kind of flying around, getting around the trees so that they don't get in your way. Okay, I think, do you know what, that'll do for now. Let me just paint down some grass just to kind of border that off a bit there. Yes, there still needs to be some work, and I probably will do a little bit more work, or quite a bit more work, just adding the detail in and getting that bit done and sorting out this bit here, just making it look like it belongs instead of it just sitting there on a big concrete plinth. Definitely do something with this little ramped up area here, put a bit of mud and paint all that in. But for now, that there is our new biogas plant. So what we do need to do now, I think, like I said, the initial plan was to go to the bunker over there, and we're going to shift the 230,000 litres into our own biogas plant. Because yes, I could have taken it to the main farm, the main map biogas plant. Yes, we'd have sold it, but I'd rather, you know, take it that little bit further, and we'll get money on an hourly wage, and yeah, earn properly from it, and get digestate out the other end as well, which is exactly what we want. Now, onwards from this, in order to get the silage shifted out of the bunker, what I am going to do is I'm going to lease it's another mod. It's a Grimmy auto load belt system, which I'm not going to purchase it. I'm going to we're just going to lease it, and that's going to help in unloading the silage from the bunker. Forgive me, there was another thing I wanted to show you, which I'm extremely proud of. So this is our new sheep pasture. Now, again, thanks to modders and their wonderful mods, they have now allowed me to do what I always wanted to do with this sheep pasture. Now, the sheep are now new. Obviously, I've had to get rid of the sheep. I've had to redo all of this. But as you can see, those of you who followed the series from the beginning will now see that the pasture completely envelops this rock face, which is what I wanted to do. I know it bears no significance on the progress of the sheep or anything like that. This is just what I wanted to do, and now, thanks to mods, I can, and it is thanks to the No Restricted Fences mod by Arrow and the Map Objects Hider mod by Akimobile. So I will just talk you through very quickly how I did this. Now, forgive me, I know this segmented video is going on a bit. We're about 17 minutes into it now, but I did want to show you all this. So, previously, I couldn't place the pasture fence and pretty much along the north top bit of that rock face. It just said area restricted, you can't do it. So the No Restricted Fences mod by Arrow, again, link will be in the video description below, that now allows you to place normal fences and pasture fences much closer to things like this, and it will, you know, pretty much cover anywhere that you had an area restricted bit on. But what I did, there was still restrictions. It still got to a point where it was recognising there was an object in the way, and I still couldn't place the fence. I think I got to about here, roughly, and it started giving me an error. I had to get rid of all just to give myself a fighting chance, I got rid of all the trees, I got rid of the lampposts, all the bushes and stuff, just to make sure that there was no objects in the way. But sure enough, there was still something fouling the placement of that fence. So, what I did was, I used the Map Objects Hider mod to remove temporarily this rock face. If I press H here, there you go, it says, do you want to hide rocks 01 prefab? Now I clicked yes. Now I'm going to click no here, because when you bring it back, you can restore things that you remove in the Map Objects Hider mod. But I then have to come in and out of the game, because for some reason this doesn't visually come back. You have to come in and out of the game, and then it comes back. But that's essentially what I did. I removed the rock face, all the trees, all the bushes. Then I was able to place the pasture fence right the way around this whole area, exactly where I wanted it to be. When I was happy with its placement, I was then able to restore the rock face back to where it was using Map Objects Hider, come in and out of the game, then it was back visually, and then essentially just repurchase all my sheep and go from there. So I've been able to bring the pasture fence all the way out here as well, which is brilliant. I was very, very happy with that. And now, obviously, like I said, because I had to do all this, I had to delete the sheep and start again. But I did it to the point where I wasn't gaining any money, I wasn't losing any money. So I put the finances back to exactly what they were, as if it had never happened, if that makes any sense. They've got, interestingly as well, I said no to the meadow option when I placed it down, and they've still got 7,844 litres of meadow, which is great. I did fill them up with grass because that's exactly what they were before. But as you can see, their health is currently at 0% because they're starting again. But that's all good. It's all good. I'm perfectly fine with that because of this and the new layout. So, quick update on everything that's gone down on the farm since we last had an episode on here. So, what I'm going to do now, goodness me, we're 20 minutes into the video and I've barely driven a tractor, so I do apologise for that, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to, very quickly, we're going to fly, I'm going to come down here, we're going to pick up the manure spreader, take that to the shop, sell it, bring the bank balance back up to a much more healthier six-figure bank balance. And then once that's done, you're going to open for me? Open gate, there we go. Once that's done, we're going to get the silage shifted from the bunker to the biogas plant, and possibly the manure as well. Let's see how much more manure we've got actually, now that it's working. We have, oh, we've only got 687 litres, so that's, we'll leave that. But slurry, we've got 67,000 litres of slurry, so that's worth throwing into the biogas plant as well, isn't it? Because we'll be earning from that as well. So that's what needs to be done. So I'm going to get this thing hooked up. I'll get it, take it over to the shop. I suppose you all know what happens when you sell something at the shop, so you don't really need to see that. So I'll get this done and I'll pick you up very shortly when I've got the other trailer hooked up, and I'll have leased this belt system in the hope that that actually works. I haven't actually used it yet, but I'm hoping, because it is an auto load thing, I'll be able to just place the belt system at the mouth of the bunker and run back into with the trailer, getting it emptied. So, see you all very, very soon. Okay, so got a few jobs done. I have purchased 16 bales at a total of just under $24,000. I've leased the belt system there, as you can see. Now I did just want to put it to the test before I started doing anything on the video as such, but yeah, you're going to have to wait there, Red Van Man. But yeah, placed it down, and sure enough, the auto-load system part of it works perfectly well. It's got quite a large pickup area, to be honest, but yeah, it's working fine. I can bring the trailer directly underneath it. It fires the silage straight into the trailer. And like I say, 16 bales, just under 24 grand it was. It was just over $1,700 to lease the belt system, so that's all good. I didn't think it was worth purchasing the thing. I think it was just under 40 grand to purchase it in total, so... Right, let me, I need to get this bale off the forks first, so let's just, I'm pretty sure that the pickup area, there we go, yeah, it's a nice wide pickup area, that one. So I do need to, I did need to take the bale off the forks first in order for universal auto load to work properly on here. So if I just bring myself roughly parallel to the grate there, I should be able to just shift an eye. No, you're not working. Why are you not working? Okay. Let's see if I can... Maybe I need to bring it a bit further away. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Got my unloading side set to the left. I go there. No. Oh well. I guess we'll be doing this one manually, won't we? Let's disconnect that. There we go. That's a bit of a surprise. I was expecting that just to pick them all off and stick them directly over the grate there, but clearly not. Let me bring myself a bit closer. Line myself up straight, as it were. Well, that'll do, I think. Not having to travel too far with them, are we? Nice and careful. Drop them down. There's one. There's the other. And there's that one. Right. Excellent. So, I'll get these lot unloaded and I'll pick you up in a moment or two. when I think we're going to crack on with a bit of a time lapse. I'm going to put the whole shifting of all that silage and possibly the slurry out of the cow shed into one big time lapse, shifting it from where it currently is into our new biogas plant. Now I have also just done a little bit of landscaping again around the biogas plant. Nothing major, just tidying it up a bit essentially. Do you know what? Let's I've just realised I've got crab steering on, haven't I? There we go, that's better. Let's see how dangerous this could turn out to be. Let's try and pick up 6 bales from the end, shall we? This is asking for trouble, isn't it? You can see them sliding forward already. Let's tilt those back. There we go. I'm trying to be really... Oh, goodness me. I'm trying to be really, really gentle on the throttle here. Don't fall off before I get there. Success. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Right, yeah, I'll get this lot done and I'll pick you up in a moment or two. Right, all sorted. Trailer tidied away. Bales are all loaded up where they need to be. I did stick a couple of those at the very last second. I stuck a couple of those straw bales into the cow shed there, so they're just topped up a little bit more. But now let's get on with some proper work now. Let's throw all this into a bit of a time lapse, stick a bit of music behind it, and we're going to load up our slurry and our silage from this bunker into our new BGA. Well, as I'm sure you all saw from the time lapse there, we very quickly ran out of space in the biogas plant. Now that was a bit of an oversight on my part. My memory was so used to using it back on Court Farms, back in Farming Simulator 22, that I had forgotten that I'd actually increased the capacity of the biogas plant for my own uses of it back in 22. Right, that is the bunker emptied. So yeah, I've increased the capacity. I'll just jump into the menu very quickly and show you. By default, the standard capacity of for the likes of the silage and slurry, I think, is about 75,000 litres. We ran into that very quickly, didn't we? So I've increased it to 500,000 litres. I've just jumped in and out of the game increased all the capacities of most of the products in here, just the storage side of things anyway, just to 500,000 litres, just so it can hold all the things that we need it to hold. So, very quickly as well, so that we're not spending money where we don't need to, let's go into here and return the quantum there. So, yep, let's click on return. Yep, we don't need that anymore, not for now anyway. There we go. So, let's go over and we'll get this last trailer load, 29,500 litres. That was quite precise, wasn't it? We have emptied the bunker, haven't we? Yes, we have. Wow. We've literally got an exact enough. That was it just knocked me for six, that, for a second or two. I wasn't expecting to have an exact trailer load. Or did I leave some on the Grimmy? Maybe I did. Never mind. Never mind. We've got plenty. So let's go get this lot into the biogas plant. We'll turn it all on. And then to finish off the episode, we're going to hook up and pick up the fertilizer sprayer and get spraying the herbicide in the cornfield and get rid of the small weeds that we've got growing in there now. Get that job done. And that'll stand us in good stead for the next episode. So, I'll get this lot loaded up, like I say, get it activated. I'll get things picked up and sorted out, and I'll see you in a few moments' time. Right, off to the cornfield. Almost there, in fact, but I've just activated the silage and slurry part of the biogas plant, so hopefully now, every hour on the hour, we should roughly see a little bit of an increase in our bank balance, which is great. I know I went for the faster version, I get that, so it's going to burn through it a bit quicker, but it's all good. It's all good. Right, so, here is our cornfield that we planted a couple of episodes back. Let's just get that thing unfolded there. There we go. As you can see, though, there are small weeds in the field, but the herbicide should get rid of that. It's looking nice and healthy. It's germinating, has germinated very well so far. Very good. Right, so let's get these weeds killed off, shall we? Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Job done. Didn't take too long at all. That one only about 20 minutes. But yeah, needless to say, the weeds are all gone. The field is looking a little bit healthier now. We've got a yield bonus of 75% at the minute, but we're only 50% through our fertilisation process. So we'll get a bit more fertiliser on here in the next coming months. But that does stand us in good stead for the next episode, where we need to concentrate on the grass. If I jump into the map PDA very quickly, there we go. As you can see, all the weeds have been killed off there. But if I go to the growth stage there, as you can see, obviously ignoring that bit, which is the cow pasture, we've got 4 fields of grass that are ready to go. Now, we do need to concentrate on hay, because if I jump into our production systems here, now obviously as you can see there, we've turned on the silage and slurry, as I mentioned before, so that's ticking down nicely. But if I go to our food fermenter, our TMR section here, we've got 286,000 litres of silage, 126,000 litres of straw, but we've got no hay, so we do need to get stocking up on that. So pretty much, as far as I can see at the minute, most of these 4 fields, especially this big one here, will predominantly concentrate on maybe these 2. We'll turn these ones into hay. We'll see how they go. We'll see what amounts we get, but essentially we'll get these into hay, possibly keep some of them as grass. We do need to keep a couple of grass bales aside for the sheep to keep them topped up with food, of course. But either way, it's all good. And of course, very quickly jumping back into the PDA, forgive me, these 2 fields, once the barley in field 59 has been harvested and that's all done, and depending on how many cuts we get out of this grass before that happens, these 2 fields are going to be joined together to make one larger field. So I'm looking forward to that one. But that's a good few episodes away, I'd imagine. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it here for today's episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed it and found it a little bit of fun. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. It does do wonders. Helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing Farming Simulator 25 and you like the idea of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, as always, I would be massively appreciative. And also, if any of you are in the market for an online server to play with your mates and you like the idea again of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, please consider using my G-Portal affiliate link, which again will be in the video description below. Any help and support there, ladies and gentlemen, would be massively appreciated. So thank you again for your time, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.